In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Mars page wizard. So once you're on this page here, you just want to click on Mars page wizard, and you'll see the wizard with the steps to set up a page. So on this page, you'll see step one, and it'll ask you to select the type of page. So there's a floating box, and then there's a full height. So basically, this is the capture page, this is the landing page or sales page or VSL page. So what you want to do is start with the floating box. You just select the box. As you can see, as you highlight it or click it, it will highlight the option there. So you want to select the floating box. Now you can actually upload your own image. You can also select images from the library. You can select a video URL from like YouTube, and you can also do solid color. So I'll start with the images from the library. I'll just go with the beach, and I'll go with this one right here. So as you can see now, you have the beach there, and then you have the box over here. So this box, you can actually move it wherever you want to go. So I'll just move it to the right side. And what I like to do is I like to use the colors that are in the background. So the background is already kind of blue, so I'm going to go with something a little light. I'll go with the white background. So you just want to click in the box, and then you could also just drag this back and forth. You can also click right here and change colors here too. But I'm just going to click in the corner to go back with the white. And the width, you can make it, I usually like to make the width anywhere from like 530 to 630, or in that range, or 650. So I'm just going to go right around here. Again, you can go up or down if you want to be exact. So I'll just leave it right there. Now you can also change the transparency to make the background see-through. So usually I like to have the background anywhere from, I would say anywhere from 80 to 100. So you can kind of see through it there pretty good. Now you can set the border. I usually like to do smaller borders, but again, you can do it to your preference. So I have it at 0 right now, so I'm just going to leave it at 0 for this one. And drop shadow, that's the little shadow around the box here. So you can make it as big as you like there. So I'm just going to go with this right here. Now if you want it to be a round box, you can keep it round, or you can make it square. So, or you can even be just, you know, like this right here. So you can play with this just to make it to your liking. And you can also here change the position. So if you want the box to be in the top left corner, you can do that, or middle left, bottom left, and the same over here. So you can pretty much play around with the position, but in this case I'll just leave it right in the center. Then once you're done, click proceed. And on this page you'll ask for the information you want to collect. So the less information you ask for, the more leads you'll receive. So if you ask for the phone number, you'll get a bigger percentage of people that won't include their phone number, so that won't actually even fill in the page. So therefore, again, it's usually best to just collect emails, and if you want the first name, of course, that way the autoresponders can have their name in the message. But again, if you do need other things like the phone number, I usually like to make it where it's optional for the phone number. That way they will at least put it if they want to, versus making them put it. And of course, if you need other things for more detailed things, like if you're doing real estate or any type of other thing where you need the address, or if you're mailing a postcard to them, then you could select that option. with the address, state, and so on. And of course you can add a new field, so if you want to add a custom field like asking them a certain question, you can do so right here. And then of course you can rearrange the fields too, so you can move things up or down right here. So let's I'm going to make it pretty simple. I'm going to take away some of the things here. And then again, all these things are really just making it more advanced, so you don't really have to even bother with these because they're pretty much already set right now. But if you want to change the colors, do different things and play around with it, you can definitely do that. So there are some things here that you can modify. You can change the background color to make it look custom to you. Let's see. So again, all these things could be, if you want to, match the blue in the background, you can do that also. Change the color of the font. You can change the font size. You can change the font weight. You can change the padding and the margin. Make it spaced out if you want. So all of this is just basically playing with it. So the more you basically sit here and play with it, the better you'll get at designing pages. So that's really all it is. The more time you spend with it, the better you'll get at it. No different than playing basketball or any other thing you do. The more time you spend with it, the better you'll get at it. So here you'll see the roundness. You can also make that round. You can also add a border, and then once you have it, this part the way you want it, just click proceed. Now here you'll see buttons. We'll actually be adding more buttons because these are all say the same exact thing. So you can actually come here and upload a button if you like. So any button that you see on any capture page, you can just right click and save the image. So let me go to Google and just type in now. Let's see, you can actually find buttons here. Okay, yeah, so you can go to Google and actually find, custom buttons here. So whatever verbiage you want to use on the button, you can actually just Google that button and then you should be able to find it here. So once you find an image that you want, again, just make sure, you want to make sure it's like a PNG or JPEG, nothing with a background, because it'll show up in the background once you go to load it. So but again, we have buttons back here already and we'll be adding more, so once we get those added, you'll see a lot more back there for options. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just take this button here. So I'm just going to go to this page and then save image as. I right clicked on the picture itself and then I'm just going to hit save. So as you can see, it just downloaded in my corner here, left corner. So now all I do is drag to the box there. Then click proceed. So now this button will actually show up right below the form. Now on this page, this allows you to add boxes where you can type content. So you can add content above the box. You can add the content right above the form. You can also add content below the form. Now there's some other ones here too. You can add it here, here, but again, the normal places that I add content to when I'm designing pages is right above the form, which is right here. It says form will go here. I usually add right above, and then I usually add right below, which is just telling them, we will not rent or share your information. So I would just click right here, add editor. There are some other things here too, so if you like, you can play with them, but again, it's hard to go back once you've already created them, so I usually just like to stick with what I've been doing already. So, but again, one day if you're just playing around, you can sit here and play with them all and add wherever you want and see what you come up with. Now we're going to click right here, add what you see is what you get editor, and then click proceed. Now you can also do things right here, add a page before, add a page after, and so on. But I'm just going to click proceed right now. And here we have it here. This is the main page layout. So once you're at this point, you can pretty much start adding content to the page. And you would just add your content here in the box. Something like this, just you want the headline to be bigger, and then of course a smaller headline. So I mean, you can keep it the same or you can make it smaller, so either way you can modify it. And then of course you can put more content in between, and then of course at the bottom you want to let them know what to do next. Okay, so, and you might want to make it just a little bit bigger so it's make sure they can read it at least 10 or 11 or 12 size font. And then of course as you're doing different things, you can go back and forth to modify the way it looks, so that way it looks good on the page. So if you think it needs to be a little bigger, you can do that. And just play around with all the fonts and sizes until it looks the way you want it. Now here you can type anything here, or you can just leave it blank. Okay, so we will not rent or sell your information. You can unsubscribe at any time. And I usually like to make it red so it stands out a little. And usually like to make it a lot smaller. Don't really want them seeing it, but at the same time it's there because it's not too important. It's just something to have on the page there. Okay, so that's pretty much a page. So that's simple page there. And of course you can play with the colors right here in the editor. So if you want it to be red, you would just come here, make it red. If you want to change the font, you can change the font. And the same thing with anything else. So everything you need is pretty much right here, but again, you can just go through, do any custom pages you like, and once you're done, just click Save Changes. I would actually click Save Changes pretty regularly as you're designing the page, because you don't want to lose everything and then it be gone. So just come here, click Save Changes like every 2-3 minutes. That way, if your computer shuts off or anything happens, your browser closes, you'll have saved the changes. So that's that, and again, you can take out any spaces just to make it look the way you want. And when you're making the page, I would make it sure it's not too long, because if you usually the best response rate is where it's above the fold, which in this case it doesn't really apply because the page is pretty short. But if this was a long page and you had to scroll down, then that's where you would basically get into less conversions, because the page has to scroll down. So keep all the page in one window, so that way again you don't have to scroll down, but again it doesn't apply in this case. But here I'll show you what I mean. So if you had a big long page like this, say if you had content, videos and different things in there, that would just make the page longer, so people would have to scroll down here to fill out the form. You don't really want that, because that'll again lower the conversions when you have people going to your site. Okay, so again, you just don't want to make people have to scroll down when it's a capture page. So again, just gonna go back, and then once you're on here, you can again modify the page by clicking on the pencil, and then again just go down and make your changes, which in this case I'm just deleting some of the spaces. So, and of course you can do certain things here, like upload a photo, upload photo, insert an image, you can cut. So it's basically again what you see is what you get. Editor, no different than like a word editor. So so again, change the color, change the font size, and do various things here. But again, the main things you would need is like to upload a photo. You can do so right here, and then insert the image. Now anytime you're uploading a photo, you want to make sure it's a PNG, which is the extension at the end. The PNG would allow the picture to be see-through. Since your background is see-through, you want to make sure your image is see-through also. So if I just uploaded any image, you'll see a white background around the image. So let me see if I can show you here. Okay, so here's an image right here that I inserted into the page. As you can see, this one's a regular JPEG, so therefore the white background shows up. So it doesn't look really bad in this case, but if you again want to make sure if it's something see-through, if you want to be a see-through page, you want to make sure your image is a PNG format, which is again just a format in web design or it's basically an image format. So but again, if you want it to be able to see through this, make sure it's a PNG, but this case is a JPEG. So but that's basically how you create a page. So again, anything you want to change, just highlight it, delete, and then close. And once you have the changes you want, hit save. Now there are some advanced features of the page, such as the SEO information. So you can come here, modify this area right here, and you want to use pretty much keywords of your page. So if you're doing a page for Mars, you can modify the title here, and if you're doing it for anything else you're in, you could basically just put a title here. But again, you probably kind of want to use the content of the page in this box area too. So again, they're mainly going to be keywords of that this will basically help the search engine find you. So I'm going to copy this here. Welcome to Mars. Something like that, just anything. And then of course you want to tell them something like that. So you don't want to make it too long, and you don't want to make it too short. So I would say something, again, you could probably add at least one more sentence in here and go from there. So then keywords will be something like this, and you probably want to put at least, I would say 7 to 10 in that range should be good. something like My Auto Reply Software. If you're promoting Mars, My Auto Reply Software Review, My Auto Reply Software Comp Plan, My Auto Reply Software, and so on. So basically just again want to put your keywords in the box there. And you can use different things like the keyword tool, Google keyword tool, to come up with keywords. And that's the easy way you can get a lot of keywords. Now you can also target other keywords. You don't have to really target these. You can target words like work from home, so you can do different things like that. So again, just go to like Google, type in work at home keywords. You can even type in work at home long tail keywords, and that'll basically help you get more traffic because there's less competition for the long tail keywords. This is a, probably a really hard keyword to rank for, but again, you can do longer tail keywords like home-based business Atlanta or home-based business New York, and you'll get more traffic that way for a longer tail keyword. But again, there's tools online that can help you find several keywords. So again, 7 to 10 plus would be a good place to start. Then once you have that in place, just click the arrow to close and then click Save Changes. Now up here there are more things too, so you can go through those and see different things. Now of course, content groups, if you want them to show up in a certain group, you can select the group that you want it to show up in, but again, that's not really necessary. And here, if you want to upload a thumbnail, you could take a screenshot of this page and then upload a thumbnail, so that way you know what page it is when you see it in the menu there. So that's pretty much the main things you need to use. To get the link for this page, you want to come right here at the top and put your mouse over view/info, and then you would just click the first one here. It says view your page in a new tab. So the link that's right above here is in the address bar, so this is the page that you would use. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you here. I copied the link that's in the address bar. So this is the link that I would actually forward to my domain name. So if you purchase a domain name and you want to promote this page, you would just, again, copy this URL and mask it behind your domain. So if you get a domain at like GoDaddy or Namecheap, you would give this name to them, and then they would forward it to whatever your domain is. So when you're marketing, it would look something like that. So that's the best way to market, so that way you're branding your domain, and then of course this is not as long like this one is here. So again, when you're creating pages, you can create unlimited pages in the system. So if you wanted to create 20 of them, 30 of them for different opportunities, you could do so, again, the exact same way we just created this one. Now you can also have this page go somewhere else. So once they opt in, you can click the little pencil right here and you'll see more settings. You'll see edit the button. You also see form settings. So in this box here, this is the redirect URL for this specific page. So if you have 10 pages, you can have 10 different redirect URLs for each page that you have set up. So here we're going to go so whatever you want this to redirect to. Normally this is your company replicated site. So if you're doing any other company, you can just put that link in this box. Now if you have a domain for it, you don't want to use the same domain that you have this one forwarded to. You want to make sure you're using the link you want them to go to after they opt in. So whatever that link is, you would put that box there, or that in the box. And the contact group, you can actually create a new contact group right here, because active leads is for Mars. So you don't want to put them in that group because they'll start receiving autoresponder messages from Mars. So you want to create a new contact group. So whatever this page that you're developing, you can just name the contact group that company. So what I'll do is I'll just click, let's see, I'll just click it right here. Now what you want to do, you want to make sure you save anything first. So I'm just going to click Save Changes, and then I'm going to go back. Now click OK. And then of course you can just give it a name here. So I'll just call it page 1. Then I'm going to add that group. Now I'm going to go back and then just click the pencil again, form settings, and page 1 contacts. So that way this is your first page and all your page 1 contacts will go into this contact group. So now that's basically the first step to, you know, getting your contacts in that group. So now I'm going to again set the redirect URL. I'll just put a link in here. So whatever your company replicated link is, or wherever you want them to go, you would put that in the box there. Then you can click Save Changes. Now if you're using Aweber or something like that, you can also do that, but we'll have that in a new video here shortly, so keep an eye out for that. Then just click Save, and then close. Now you can also again do some other things here. You can add a form field, so if you want to add more things such as these things here, you can do so here. Then you can also make it required. Just turn the light on or the switch on to make it required. It's off right now, so it's not required, so if you turn it on, it'll be required. So let's just add something so that way you see how to do it here. Best time to call. It already adds it there, so we just click add, and now we click close, and now you can see it added that right to the form. So again, click Save Changes, and that's it. So there's even more advanced things here, so you can play around with it. There's an exit pop-up, so if they go to close out the page, you can make a pop-up come up, and that's pretty much the basics thing. So you can also duplicate this page if you like this page and want to make another variation of this exact page. All you have to come here and click duplicate this page, and then you just click OK. So now there's actually 2 versions of this page. If you look in the top page here, you'll see that this one says clone. So now that this one's cloned, you can make any changes to this one and still keep the original one that you started on. But that's pretty much how you design a page. We'll have another video that shows you how to do like a landing page in another video. So if you want, again, you can have them redirect to your main company site after this one, or you can actually create a landing page, which again will be another video that will show you how to do the landing page.